Okay, we could call the police, Lonnie.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Let's do it.
Can you call Pat?
I do have some questions for these police officers.
Officer!
Now you up!
Imagine going on vacation and coming back just to witness that there are people living in your place.
A one-time payment and the house is yours.
No rent, no mortgage. That's the deal being promoted on Instagram.
You think rent is high? Try living in somebody's house for free then. Because believe it or not, in this country, the law is gonna protect the squatter before they protect the homeowner.
Up on this case, it's been quite the ordeal and the homeowner is frustrated. One of the women who moved into her house told the responding officer she'd been a victim of a rental scam. But as you'll see in that body camera video, the officer soon becomes suspicious of her story. But he said there wasn't much he could do in that moment.
If there is probable cause, you're going to be arrested, okay?
A call from a confused homeowner.
I own this house. It was for sale.
Leading to a testy exchange.
You can choose.
Oh, no, of course. I'm not going to vacate.
In early March, homeowner Patty Peoples was surprised to find people living in her rental property.
She has a signed lease and paid $3,100 for first and last month rent and a pet deposit.
So you already talked to her?
Yeah, she's very calm and very, very polite.
But Peoples hadn't authorized a lease.
Hey, how you doing, young lady? Good morning.
Hey.
What's going on?
So basically, I'm 22 years old, and I just moved out of the Hubbard house, the homeless house. My mom died 2 years ago. I've been in the Hubbard house for a freaking year.
She said she found this house for rent on Zillow, and a man named Christopher gave her a tour and accepted her as a tenant. But Zillow has no record of the house being listed for rent at that time, and the responding officer could find no trace of Christopher. The officer's research on scene did show that this woman claimed she was a victim of a similar rental scam at a nearby property a few months earlier. A neighbor said the couple moved out of this house right around the time they moved into People's house.
You're being scammed for your home. This is what I believe. Now,
She's part of it?
The officer starts asking for more information about the person she claimed rented her the house.
And how are you guys communicating?
Through email.
Okay, you got an email chain that I can see?
When the officer presses her to send the emails a few minutes later, she gets frustrated and says she'd need to send them from her computer, but she has to get to work.
I've been respectful.
I've been respectful to you, too.
But you're not allowing me to speak.
Okay, so
what I'm about to say is this is the first I'm hearing about you having to be at work at 9.
Okay.
Even though you stated it to her, I didn't hear that because I'm not her.
Right.
Okay, I've been in my car
and can I get your badge number?
It's right there on the form.
He tells her she and her partner should move out.
Because if not, then we're going to come back and we're going to take you guys to jail.
But they refused.
Technically, I can't prove it, so she can still be a victim. And it's technically would be a civil ordeal.
And JSO hasn't taken them to jail.
Yeah, that seems like empty words to me.
News4Jack's crime and safety analyst, Lakeisha Burton, who spent decades on the force at JSO, says the officer did not have the authority to make an arrest on the spot.
As frustrating and heartbreaking as this situation is, through the legal lens, squatting is a civil matter, so the officer followed the law.
The unwanted guest also seemed to know the law herself when the officer arrived, telling him her father, who sells houses, advised her she could continue living there.
But he told me I don't have to leave, so it's really up to him on what he does about before y'all. But my dad said I don't have to go.
People says she spent thousands of dollars in legal fees to get them evicted about a month later. She found the house like this.
Oh my God.
People says it's $38,000 worth of damage, a high price on top of an expensive eviction, a lost offer on the house, and months worth of repairs.
See, right now in America, there's a new hustle. It's not crypto, it's not Forex, shout out to y'all brothers, it's squatting. People are moving into other people's houses and popping a squat, paying zero rent. The law makes it damn near impossible to get rid of these people, even if you own the place. See, the housing market is so broken, and for some people, being a squatter is starting to seem like a better option than actually signing a lease. But what exactly are squatter rights, and how does this work?
Can y'all explain what's going on with the squatter situation around the country? Why is it such an epidemic right now?
The squatter situation is essentially people that'll see an abandoned house or a property that's been vacant, even if it's not abandoned, it's been vacant, and they believe legally they have a right to take over the property. I even heard some people believe that, let's say the grass is high or different things of that nature, that they believe that if they cut the grass, maintain the aesthetics of the property, that they get a legal right or ownership of the property. What also is happening now is that the squatters, as long as they're in the property for 30 days or more, then it becomes a civil matter of evicting the people out. So people just believe that it's their American right to just take over a property.
And somehow it is.
No, it's not.
So they can evict them.
100%. But here's the thing. What is happening is that these people are leaving the places vacant, or they're not showing up and minding their business. So people taking over. And then now that they take over, the people are creating fake leases and other fake documentation. So by the time the police come, they start getting stuff mailed to the house so they can show that they got mail coming to the house. And then when the police shows up, the police is like, look, this person has proof that they've been here for 30 days. We can't do anything about it. It's a civil matter. Then you got to go through the whole court proceeding of getting these people out.
And then now during that court proceeding, that's taking a long time and they're staying in your house even longer.
You got to pay that mortgage.
And you got to pay the utilities if they moved in.
And you can't like strong on like get the F out my.
Legally, you can't. We from the hood, so there's things that can happen.
So Adele, you're getting arrested right now?
I'm being arrested.
For what?
For being in my own home.
When police arrested Adele Andaloro for changing the locks on her own home to prevent squatters from getting inside, she was charged with unlawful eviction. Since we first exposed what happened, Adele says the charges against her were dropped, but strangers are still living inside her home.
So why are people even signing leases, America? If we could just move into a place and have rights over that place, why would people be incentivized to actually sign a lease? This is something I had to learn as a homeowner, because for my properties that I was Airbnbing, some people will try to extend beyond 30 days. And I had to find out through the grapevine that you gotta be careful for those people, because after 30 days, they have rights to stay in your property. If they start getting mail, it's gonna look like they actually live there. And evictions cost money and time. See, people hate landlords, but they don't realize that tenants actually have most of the leverage in certain states. So if somebody breaks into your house and stays there for 30 days, the law would treat them as the rightful owner. Doesn't that sound crazy? So if you leave for vacation, for an emergency family stay, or maybe you're trying to rent out your property or sell your property, and little do you know somebody been staying in there for 30 days this whole time. You come back and a motherfucker making pizza rolls and raising 2 kids, talking about this is my house. And the police might tell you this is their house. So forget paying $2,000 for a bedroom, right? Just wait for your neighbor to go to Cancun and boom, mortgage and rent free. Free living. That's what America wants, right? I am not promoting that, all right? That is bum-ass activity.
Okay, we could call the police, Lonnie.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Let's do it.
Can you call Pat?
You know, I do have some questions for these police officers.
Yeah, there's all these people.
Yeah, we're the family. Something you'll never know. This woman has ruined our life.
You know what it's like to go a year and a half without getting any money? A year and a half, I couldn't make it worse and she's got rights to even talk to you guys.
Sir, I'll talk to you in a minute.
Lonnie, we'll be inside. Wait, when you're done, we'll be inside.
I think I might invite some more people over, Lonnie.
We'll be in here. We're cooking dinner.
Out of my house.
It's not your house, it's our house, Lonnie. I don't understand, like, how do you think this is okay? How do you sleep at night? You've been evicted and you're still here. I'm making a whole story about this.
Officer.
You finally fucked up.
Officer.
Now you fucked up.
A one-time payment and the house is yours.
No rent, no mortgage. That's the deal being promoted on Instagram. Channel 2 consumer investigator Justin Gray is here. So, Justin, the Instagram account clearly says at this point that they have no legal rights to these homes.
Yeah, and George, there is no code of language or effort to conceal what's going on here. So we sent our hidden cameras and a WSB producer in to see what really happens when you show interest in a squatter home.
No.
Hey, sir, it's Justin Gray with Channel 2. Are you selling a squatter home right here? You got the keys?
What is a squatter
Did you
home?
talk to JP about the keys? That's how our undercover investigation came to an abrupt end. But let's rewind and go back to how it began, with a scroll through Instagram.
Oh.
At first glance, it's just another real estate pro hustling to rent homes on social media.
So you will get a guaranteed 6 months rent free.
But at one-time payment homes, the site makes it clear. These are squatter homes and spells out just what that means in a pinned Insta story.
The company owners will come out, so will the police. The police will tell you it's a civil matter. It's nothing they can do about it. Squatters' rights.
This is a criminal act. This is stealing.
And it needs to be looked at that way.
Property owners and managers say the squatting problem has exploded over the past year in Metro Atlanta.
It's like I gave away $200,000. Is that how I feel?
Michael Holmes used his life savings to buy this DeKalb County home out of foreclosure 8 months ago as a rental property.
It's been a nightmare.
The alleged squatter living inside has filed more than 30 motions in court to tie up Holmes' effort to get him out.
If I can't bring this to some type of resolution, I'll be in jeopardy of filing bankruptcy.
One-time Payment Homes is running a New Year's special, $1,400 for keys and a lease. So as a squatter, you can, quote, stack money and turn your life around.
No fucking way. Like, why do you play by the rules if everyone doesn't have to?
To see how it worked, we sent a Channel 2 producer, JP, undercover.
You're just going to say, I saw your post on Instagram. I'm curious how this process works.
Okay. JP exchanged a series of messages with One-Time Payment Homes over the course of a week and paid his $500 deposit through Apple Pay. That's when we were told to take our pick of any home posted on the real estate website Rently. The CEO of the National Rental Home Council says Atlanta is seeing more squatters than anywhere else in the nation.
We're seeing situations of trespassing in Atlanta that we're not seeing anywhere else in this country in terms of scale.
Back to our house hunt, we settled on a home in Union City. But the day of the meetup, we're told it's off market, but that they do have keys for this house nearby, managed by Progress Residential and also posted on Rently. We were told to meet at a gas station to exchange the rest of our one-time payment for keys. Then we would get an email with the lease.
Hi there. JP? Nice to meet you.
But the meetup lasted only seconds.
So how does all this work?
Basically, I'll get you the keys or whatever the case may be.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
As soon as they saw our Channel 2 camera coming, the One-Time Payment Homes representative took off running.
Hey, sir, it's Justin Gray with Channel 2. Are you selling a squatter home right here? You got the keys? Did you talk to JP about the keys?
Y'all crazy.
But it wasn't the end of the Instagram account. They're still offering move-in deals.
So you got homeowners that's calling the police to kick these people out, and they thinking it's gonna be easy. Hey officer, there's people living in my house. Arrest them. But instead the cops is like, nah, it's a civil issue. And for y'all that don't know what civil mean, y'all gotta handle it between yourselves. You gonna have to take them to court. In other words, you gonna have to ask them to come to court. Like people, imagine walking into your kitchen and somebody's already in there frying the chicken. And you call the cops in the back room like, hey man, the motherfucker in there frying chicken, man. And they say, I'm sorry, but you got to file some paperwork. So now you gotta file the fried chicken paperwork because the banks ain't gonna wait. You still gotta pay your mortgage.
Imagine going on vacation and coming back just to witness that there are people living in your place. That's what happened in this video you're about to see. This girl comes home from a week vacation and catch people squatting in their home. Squatting. I've been hearing a lot about these cases that's been like developing in Atlanta in particular about people, you know, squatting in your homes. But this one right here takes the cream of the crop. Literally, 1 week. Look how many people moved into this girl home. Check it out.
Ain't no homie, like, who y'all fucking friend? Clean up all this fucking shit, bro. All of it. I swear to fuck, clean this fucking bathroom. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. I swear to God. What the fuck y'all do to the stove? Ain't no fucking excuse me. Get the fuck out. Oh my God. I'm gonna start throwing shit. I swear to God. Oh my mama. Get the fuck up! What the fuck are you doing? Get the fuck up! Y'all not moving!
Now the real question is, guys, what would you do in this situation? What would you do in this situation? Legally, you can't even kick these people out. You have to get them evicted, which takes 30 days out here. But what would you do in this situation? This is crazy. Let me know in the comment section below.
So now you have people in the comments saying things like this. The unfair rental rates charged by the greedy landlords, what do they expect? If you ever had an eviction, no matter how long ago it was. So basically people are blaming the high rental prices. Prices is so high that we gotta break into your spot and steal it. So because landlords are so greedy, people gotta get creative, right? See, I'm gonna give y'all a little bit of food for thought. See, most people that rent, they don't actually own a house. And I'm not speaking down on anybody that's paying rent or anything like that, because clearly there's downside in ownership too. But I hear a lot of, oh, landlords are so greedy. Landlords have raised the prices way too high. Usually the people that are saying this don't really understand the perspective of landlords and where that price is actually coming from. It's usually not just a created number that all landlords just came up with. The rent that you pay is used to pay the mortgage. So let's just say that your rent is $2,000. That homeowner has to pay $1,500 to the bank. Let's break down that $1,500 that he's paying back the bank. And before you say, well, why would he charge me? Why would he charge me $2,000 if he's only paying $1,500? Who's about to run a whole business and be a landlord and make no money off of it? So most landlords is okay with just making a $500 profit. And really, you got to put away most of that money for any type of maintenance costs when you call and say you broke something. So $500 is what he's making a month from this huge investment. But again, let's go back to the $1,500, because that money that he's paying the bank is really why your rent keeps going up. So a mortgage payment is broken up into different sections. So you have principal, which is the money that you're paying back the bank on the amount that you borrowed. So let's just say I'm renting a house out for $200,000. I got to pay back that $200,000. So, okay, here's the principal payment. It's going directly to that $200,000 that I borrowed. So this is me trying to give you back your money. Now, because you allowed me to borrow your money, you charge me something called interest. So now this is basically a fee that you're charging me because you allowed me to borrow your money to buy this house. So you gave me $200,000 and say, okay, you could pay me back the $200,000 over 30 years, but now you got to pay me an interest of, let's just say, 5%. So at the end of the $200,000, you're paying me back way more than $200,000. So now let's go back to the mortgage payment. So you're paying your principal and your interest. Now, let's get into the fun stuff. This is why your rents keep changing. There's something called escrow. So escrow is basically an account most mortgage companies say that you have to have for just in case purposes. It's like an account that you're putting money into. It's like an insurance account. So the bank estimates how much your taxes in your city is and how much they believe your homeowner's insurance will be that year. The thing about your escrow account, it changes because sometimes the bank believes that the taxes in your city is about to go up. Or sometimes the bank believes that the taxes in your city is a lot more than it actually is. But they want to make sure they're covering their bases. So they're making sure that you put extra money into this account. The same thing with your insurance. Over time, the bank is estimating, saying, I think that has went up. I think it has went up by now. So now you have the bank charging you more based off of their estimation or based off of the city going up in taxes, which is something the landlord has to pay. For instance, for me, I bought my house back in 2020, the house that I live in right now. And since 2020, my mortgage has went up $400. Is it because I'm a greedy landlord and I just want to charge myself extra money? No. The city taxes has went up, and me as a landlord, I can't do nothing about that. My insurance has changed. Again, things that are really out of my control. Now, as far as my insurance, I got a new quote and I was able to bring that down a little bit. But I want you guys to understand why prices have went up so much. And why does it seem like it keeps going up? Because everybody just says, oh, landlords are just so greedy. A lot of the money that you are paying with your rent is actually going right back to the bank. And then the little bit of profit that owner makes, a smart owner will keep that in an account for when maintenance issues happen. So remember this. He's still paying for where you live along with paying for where he lives. And the $500 or the $1,000 profit that he's making off of you is not paying for where he lives. Now, this is not all landlords, because some people have paid off their property or they have owned it since the 50s. Now, that's different. But for the most part, this is how it works for landlords. So before you say a landlord is greedy, understand the process of being a landlord, because a lot of you want to own property. And once you own property, you start to be like, well, damn, see why landlords kind of act the way they act. Because if you have a family emergency, now I have to pay for where you live. So let me ask y'all a question as the viewers. Would you knock on your neighbor's house and say, hey, I heard that your mom passed. Well, I'll pay your rent this month. knowing you gotta pay your own rent. This is a complete stranger with their own personal issues. Just so happen to be living in your house with a contract that they would pay you. But now the landlord has to feel bad for what you have going on. They still have to come out of their own pocket and pay the bank and pay for where they actually live. All because you're going through something. And now we say landlords are assholes. Now, if you have just a slumlord that's not fixing things that's in your house, that's a completely different conversation. But what I want y'all to understand is how rents work. It's not just an imaginary number all the time. And if your tenant just decides to stop paying the rent, an eviction could take months. And guess what? During those months, the tenant is not paying the rent, but the landlord still has to pay the mortgage. The mortgage don't care about nothing that's going on with you and your tenant, which is why landlords, the only way you could qualify is if you make triple the rent. They don't want a possibility of missing their mortgage payment. Somebody says, oh, I'm sorry, I missed my check, or, oh, you know, I had to scrape for money to pay the rent. If y'all want to be mad at anybody, be mad at the city. Be mad at these high-ass interest rates in these banks. We are getting hit over the head just like you're getting hit over the head. Only reason why you're getting hit over the head is because we're getting hit over the head. That's how that works.
This is the craziest thing I've ever heard. I don't know. I don't know what's funny. I think this is hilarious. You're telling this court that you signed a rental agreement.
Yes.
You didn't get an access to a key.
Yes.
You're telling me that you lived there for 4 months.
Yes, I've lived there for 4 months.
And that the renter did not come by and ask for monies for those 4 months.
Nope.
Your Honor, first and foremost, 2 weeks, okay, that I was away from the property.
Okay, do you own this property?
Yes, I do.
Did you sign an agreement with him?
No.
Or did you give him a key?
No.
The lock that he's talking about, the lock box, are you familiar with what he's talking about?
Yes, I am.
Okay, do you know where that box is right now?
That box is somewhere broken on the property.
Okay, so it was broken?
Yes.
Damaged?
Yes.
Okay.
Along with other things that he damaged in the house that I also have pictures of because of his wild parties and the social media. I never even mentioned his name. I sure did say that.
Oh, to be honest, I don't care about the social media.
Okay.
That has no bearing on this case.
Okay.
She's talking about stuff that was damaged on the property. You know what she's talking about?
We did have an incident, and it was only for one party. There was not many parties.
Was the property damaged in any?
No, there was only one thing damaged. It wasn't the property as a whole. It was an art piece, and I did say I would pay it back, but she never contacted me back about it.
Are you familiar with this art piece he's talking about?
I do have pictures of the art pieces and the damage.
Why would she contact you if you're not supposed to be there to begin with? That's crazy. But you know what? Don't worry about it. What you're going to do? How much stuff do you have in there?
Quite a bit.
Quite a bit? All right. Before this day ends, all of your stuff will be removed from that location.
I don't.
Before this day ends, all of your stuff will be removed from that location. And that includes you. Because if not, I'm going to advise her to contact the Mango Park Police Department and have you removed.
Why hasn't she done so?
If you refuse to leave, you will be arrested for trespassing. I'm making myself clear.
So we've talked about the crazy side of squatting, but some people seem to be using squatting a little bit differently. And this is the group of people that basically feels like this is right. So maybe this might change your perspective a little bit. So I want to see what y'all got to say about this one in the comments. Check this out.
I'm a squatter, and somebody seems to have stolen my stolen land. When I was in my early 20s, I found a beachfront property that I wanted. It kind of looked like a jungle. So I tried to find the owner so that I could buy it, and when I did a title search, found that it was actually 2 parcels of land and that the last owner died in the 1950s and they didn't have any children. They were never married. And then an attorney told me about adverse possession. This exists in most countries, and it is when you claim land as your own and maintain it, and if no one comes for it after a certain period of time, depending on where you are, it could be 10 years, 12 years. After that period of time, you own the land and you get the title. So I became a squatter. I fenced off the property and started maintaining it. And although I haven't lived there, I have taken care of it for more than 10 years. Nobody's ever come forward and said, hey, that's mine, or like, who fenced off that property? And it's in a very gossipy neighborhood where if someone actually owned it, they would have said something. So I am almost at the point where I can declare the land as my own and like get the title for it. And there's a for sale sign outside of the property. And something I find very suspicious about this listing is not only has it just about been enough time for someone to come forward and say, I've been squatting, like that's my fence, I've been taking care of the land, but in the description of the listing, the division of the land, like it is 2 lots, but the size of the lots is not the same as what it said when I got the title. Like the parcels are different sizes. So either someone else stole my stolen land and then like had the lots divided, or some relative of this person who died in the 1950s has appeared. I'm going to get to the bottom of it, and I'm going to find the person that is selling it. And if it is not someone who is related to the person who had the title when I did the title search, then we are going to have a problem.
From homeless to claiming 1.5 acres using adverse possession. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is the power of adverse possession. If you claim the right type of abandoned property, you don't have to worry about the statutory period in which you have to be there. And using this method is how this man went from homeless to claiming 1.5 acres in a week. But you still want to listen to the troll in the comments or the negative press that's out there to dissuade you from using something that can benefit you. And we got this affidavit of adverse possession filed today on record. So if you want to learn how to do adverse possession, comment me in the comments and I'll get to you. Because myself and others are using adverse possession to claim the right abandoned properties in order to gain title over time. And I'm 4 years in living rent and mortgage free. So if you want to learn how to do that, again, comment me in the comments and I'll get to you. Peace.
Folks is legally stealing property. Now I know I probably got a whole bunch of tough guys that's follow me that's like, hey man, if somebody in my property, then it's about to go down. Well, let me show you how that turned out for this guy.
I had a squatter who wouldn't get out of my house. The cops told me they couldn't do anything. I had to hire a lawyer to force them out. Confronting a violent squatter.
I'm buying the property from Jennifer.
Well, you're making a big mistake.
Why's that?
Because this house ain't legally hers. She forged that title, dude.
That's not what the title company's saying, man.
I don't care what the title company says.
Well,
I do not care.
I didn't want to come
I would not buy it yet.
Hold on. I didn't want to come over to fight.
Okay, that's fine.
But I wanted to come over here civilly because we do have a legal purchase and sell agreement. I'm just telling you what's going to happen.
Okay.
And I don't want this to go the wrong way. So I got 2 options. I've got to come in the house. I've got to make repairs. I'm willing to give you guys money to leave. Nope. Hold on. Option 2 is I hire an attorney. The sheriff comes out and removes you.
Okay, that's fine.
That's fine. Look, man, I'm not. Hey, if you want to leave with the sheriff coming, they're gonna come get you out of here. We probably better go. He looks like he's gonna go.
Look, man, this probably got to be one of the craziest laws that's out there in America. On one hand, it's like, all right, I understand if a property is sitting there abandoned for years and the owners died and the whole family died and there's nobody to own this property, like, where does it go? I really don't know the answer to that. But for a motherfucker that went on vacation for 30 days should not have to come home to a motherfucker heating up some Hot Pockets in their kitchen. That is a problem, America, and we need to fix that. But hey, man, now I want to hear from y'all, okay? Go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe button, turn on my post notifications and all that good stuff. Road to 60,000 subscribers, so please hit that subscribe button. Don't just watch my videos. This video was free for you to watch. So, all I ask, the gratuity, is for you to hit that subscribe button. Hit the button, man. Hit the button. Anyways, y'all, it's been your boy, Ty Boogie. Until next time, man, I'm out of here. Peace.